Hello class 9th. Today we are going to start with the remaining jurisdiction and the functions of the Supreme Court and enforcement of the fundamental rights, which is a part of lesson 4. Main objectives: ultimate interpreter of constitution, guardian of fundamental rights and issuing of the writs, advisory functions, revisory jurisdiction of the Supreme Court, administrative functions, court of records, and enforcement of fundamental rights. Before discussion of the topic, we must know the following terms like writ, formal order issued by High Court or Supreme Court. Public servant, a person who works for the state or for the local government and works for the public. Council of ministers who are members of cabinet, state ministers and deputy ministers. Interpreter, one who translates one saying. Grave injustice, it means violation of another's right. Obligation, something by which a person is bound to be something. Jurisdiction, power or area of control. As we know, our Supreme Court is the ultimate authority to interpret the Constitution. Supreme Court play a very important role in our constitutional system of the government. It is evident that constitutional interpretations and applications were made necessary by the nature of the Constitution. When the Supreme Court rules on a constitution issue, the judgment virtually final. Supreme Court of India is a guardian of fundamental rights of the citizen of India. Any citizen whose rights are violated may move the Supreme Court for the enforcement of the rights. Supreme Court has the power to issue orders or writs. Now let's come to the reading part. Number 3. Ultimate interpreter of the Constitution. Our Supreme Court is ultimate authority to interpret the Constitution, and here its interpretation is final. Only the Supreme Court has the right to revise its earlier decision. It means Supreme Court is the final interpreter of the Constitution who explain meaning of the informations of the Constitution. Guardian of the fundamental rights and issuing of writs. Supreme Court of India is the guardian of fundamental rights of the citizen of India. It protects the fundamental rights from being eroded, abridged or infringed upon any person, group of person or the state itself. It can issue the following writs of offending party or parties. It means Supreme Court is a guardian of fundamental rights, means it is a protector of fundamental rights. Cases related with fundamental rights mean if someone finds that fundamental rights have been breached, then he or she can approach to Supreme Court. Supreme Court issue the writs for the protection of fundamental rights. These are as follows: the writ of habeas corpus, the writ of prohibition, the writ of certiorari, the writ of mandamus, and the writ of quo warranto. Now let's discuss all the writs one by one. Writ of habeas corpus. It means to have a body. By issuing such writ, the court can get the body of any released if he has been unlawfully captured by any person or group of person or by state. The writ is thus a great safeguard for the personal freedom of a citizen. It means to have a body or to produce a body. It means a writ requesting a person who under arrest to be brought before the judge or into the court, especially to secure the person's release unless lawful grounds are shown for their detention. It means the habeas corpus is a safeguard for the personal freedom of citizen. Prohibition. Such a type of the writ is an order from Supreme Court, the Supreme Court or a High Court to an inferior court to stop proceedings in a case which is in the opinion of higher court might be contemplating to do in excess of its jurisdiction. It means a writ directing a subordinate court to stop something that law prohibits. This writ is often issued by superior court to lower court directing it not to proceed with the case which does not fall under their jurisdiction. Certiorari. The writ is issued by the superior court to judicial or quasi-judicial authorities in order to quash its order or decisions. The difference between prohibition and certiorari means both the writs is that while the former means prohibition writ is issued when the certain proceedings are going on. The later means certiorari is issued only when the order has been already passed. It means certiorari is issued to quash the order passed by an inferior court. This writ of certiorari can be issued by the Supreme Court or any High Court for quashing the order already passed by an inferior court. The basic difference between prohibition and certiorari is that the prohibition writ is issued to prevent an inferior court to go ahead with the trial of a case, and certiorari is issued to quash the order which is already passed from the inferior court. Next one is the mandamus. It literally means we command. The writ is thus a sort of command from the superior court to subordinate court or an administrative authority in case they refuse to exercise their jurisdiction and fail to perform their duty. It means we command. Writ is a common law which is issued by a superior court to compel a lower court or a government officers to execute their functions, and these functions are mandatory and they have to perform their duties correctly and they are legally obliged to complete their duties. The next one is the quo warranto. Such a type of writ is issued by a court to public servant to inquire into its legality of his holding a public office and to out him into the claim is not well founded. Then this writ prevents an unlawful claimant from holding a superior public office. It means quo warranto is a special form of legal action used to resolve a dispute over whether a specific person has a legal right to hold the public office that he or she occupies. Now next function is advisory jurisdiction. Another very important function of Supreme Court of India is the obligation to advise on constitutional as well as other matters of law of the government departments, legislature, the president or the council of minister, whoever seeks it. It should be kept in mind that the advice rendered by Supreme Court shall in no way be binding on its seekers. It means Supreme Court is empowered with advisory jurisdiction. This allows the president, government department, legislature or council of ministers to seek an opinion of the Supreme Court. It should be kept in mind it is not mandatory on its seekers that advice of Supreme Court is bound on anyone. Revisory jurisdiction of the Supreme Court. Supreme Court is final interpreter of the Constitution. Hence, only the Supreme Court has the power and right to revise its earlier decisions and give a new decision contrary to the earlier one. This provision is given because human judgment is fallible and the apex court may rectify something that was misjudged. Situation may arise in future which may require reconsideration of the final judgment already delivered. An enormous judgment cannot be allowed to continue indefinitely. It means Supreme Court has the power to revise any judgment given earlier. It may have happened that a wrong decision has been given in the past, as a human judgment is fallible. Fallible means that error prone. So to correct the wrong decision of the past, new decision can be given in the same case. Moreover, situation changes every now and then. If the Supreme Court feels that a particular decision given in the past is not suitable in present time, that can be revised its decision. Next part is administrative functions. The Supreme Court is responsible only for the administration of its own affairs and procedures. Each High Court make its own procedure of administration and also for the subordinate courts under its jurisdiction. There are different authorities for the appointment of subordinate services, including the Supreme Court. It can issue orders to any other court in the country in interest of better, quicker and cheaper justice to the people of India. As we know, Supreme Court is the head of the judicial system of India. Supreme Court has administrative control over the high courts and the high courts in turn exercises control over subordinate courts. Supreme Court operates in the capacity of custodian of constitution and act to maintain its supremacy in the country. Moreover, Supreme Court guides its subordinate courts to provide better ways of justice to people of India. Court of Records. Supreme Court act as a court of record also. All the decisions and the degrees issued by Supreme Court are duly printed and kept in record for future references in the court as well as for the use of lawyers in their pleadings. Important decisions by the high courts of the land are kept in record for the future references by Supreme Court. As we know, Supreme Court is the highest judicial authority of India. Supreme Court is known as a court of records where all decisions and judgments are duly printed and kept as a record. This judgment is very helpful for the future references. Now let's discuss enforcement of fundamental rights. Fundamental rights given in Part 3 of the Constitution are enforceable in a court of law if violation occurs. The Constitution empowers Supreme Court and High Court under the Article 32 and 226 respectively to issue writs for the safeguarding of the fundamental rights of the citizen. The Supreme Court and the High Court in the exercise of this power can issue 5 writs like as we have discussed habeas corpus, mandamus, certiorari, prohibition and quo warranto. The Indian Constitution lays down the following provisions for the enforcement of fundamental rights guaranteed by the Constitution. Any act of the Parliament which violates the fundamental rights would be declared unconstitutional by the Supreme Court. Fundamental rights can be suspended during the period of emergency under Article 359. Article 359 authorizes the President to suspend the rights to move any court for the enforcement of fundamental rights during national emergency. Article 32 provides a right to the constitutional remedy or remedies, which means that a person has right to move to Supreme Court to protect the fundamental right or rights. On the other side, Article 226 empowers High Court to issue writs for the enforcement of fundamental rights at state level. Let's come to reading part. Enforcement of fundamental rights. Abstract declaration of fundamental rights in the Constitution are useless unless the means to make them effective. The reality of existence of such right is rested only in the courts. The Indian Constitution lays down the following provisions for the enforcement of fundamental rights guaranteed by the Constitution. It means Constitution put a place the legal mechanism through which a person can enforce his fundamental rights. The law also stipulates the constitutional remedies that can be sought and given to an aggrieved applicant. The provisions are as follows. Any act of executive or the legislature which takes or abridges any of the fundamental rights shall be void, and the court are empowered to declare it as void. It means if any law passed by the Parliament that is unconstitutional, that would be declared null and void by Supreme Court. Apart from power to treat a law or void or being in contravention of the provisions of the Constitution guaranteeing the fundamental rights, the judiciary has been armed with the powers to issue the writs in order that it may enforce such rights against the authority in state. At the instance of an individual whose right has been violated, the power of issue these rights for the enforcement of fundamental rights is given by the Constitution to the Supreme Court and the High Court under Article 32 and 226. It means any citizens whose rights are violated and they can move to Supreme Court and High Court for the enforcement of the fundamental rights. Supreme Court has power to issue the orders or the writs in the nature of habeas corpus, mandamus, prohibition, quo warranto, and certiorari for the enforcement of fundamental rights. Article 32 empowers Supreme Court to issue the writ for the enforcement of fundamental rights. On the other side, Article 226 empowers High Court to issue the writs for the enforcement of the fundamental rights at state level. Number 3. The right so guaranteed shall not be suspended except during the proclamation of emergency in the manner laid down by the Constitution under Article 359. It means fundamental rights cannot be suspended. Fundamental rights can be suspended only the period of emergency. Article 359 authorizes the President to suspend the rights to move any court for the enforcement of fundamental rights during the national emergency. Article 32 guarantees to the individual the right to move to Supreme Court directly in case of any violation of fundamental rights. Means any person can approach to Supreme Court if their fundamental rights are breached. Article 32 has been regarded as the cornerstone of the entire edifice set up by the Constitution. Dr. Ambedkar said, it is a very soul of the Constitution and very heart of it. Means Article 32 has a very eminent place in the Constitution, and it is said by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, and it is very soul of the Constitution and very heart of it. It means it is a soul and heart of the Constitution. Children, today we will complete till here, and you will have to reread this part again and learn the basic terms, and kindly follow the SNAP homework. Thank you.